Today's session is called From Hassle to Harmony, Mastering Guest Arrival with Igloohome and Smoobu. And I think the whole point of the session is really to talk about and cover all these different aspects where communication can go wrong, where checking can be um, painful for your guest, and try to eliminate. I mean, first maybe analyze all the different pain points that you could have, and then obviously uh, mitigate their apparitions, and provide an end-to-end good guest experience for your travelers. I think we've proven in different webinars and different shows where we've been that guest reviews, positive stays, are basically the it's the engine, it's the gas for your engine, right? Like you need that to go forward. So let's get into it. I'm going to be your host today. I'm Nicolas. I work at Smoobu for 5+ years as a strategic partnership manager, and I'm joined today with Laure, who's a short-term rental specialist at Igloohome. Thank you for joining, Laure.
Thank you for having me. So just a quick introduction for those who do not know me. So I'm Laure. I'm based in south of France, and I manage property myself. And I help property managers, agency, hosts across Europe go keyless and simplify access to their property with systems that increase security and control. I'm here to share and help you, all of you.
Thank you, and you've been working in this field for a long time. I mean, we'll go back to you in a second. I'll just show you guys a little bit, like, okay, what's the agenda, and also how to use our tool that we're using today. So, introduction, we're right there. We'll go over understanding the guest checking challenges, and like go over all the pain points that Laure has identified together with us, and feedback that we've gathered all over the years. How smart self-check-in actually works, and what does it mean really for your guest. And also we have like some testimonial, real life impact, how you can get started, and then a Q&A session for any of you who's interested. We also do have polls. We conducted also some questions during the registration, so we'll go over the results together with you. We try to make these sessions as interactive as possible, and there will be also polls during this session, I think 3 in total. So I'll announce them, and in order to interact with us, you can see that you have the buttons on the right-hand side where you can find the chat, just to send us a quick hi, hey, what's up, and you see the one down below with the question mark is where the poll's gonna be. I'll announce when there's a new one, but yeah, just feel free to check out. But yeah, please say hi in the chat. Tell me where you're from. I'm also from France. I'm hosting from South America. Thank you for being here. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Laure, so you're French, but you've been working at Igloohome, which is an Asian Singapore-based company for what feels like ages now. Can you tell me a little bit, like, how did you get to this company, and yeah, what makes you stay so long in the same company?
I mean, yeah, Igloohome will turn 10 this year, so it feels like, it's a decade now since the company was launched. And yeah, I joined in 2018. Starting with the French market and now going across Europe. I mean, what we've seen, with property managers in France has been really positive. So we are growing across European country because it's really similar, even if the culture could be different and the localization is different. The challenge remain the same on those country. So I'm really happy to be part of the Igloohome team. It's an innovative company. Will build software solution and software integration, like with you guys, Smoobu. So it's really exciting for me, especially because I manage property myself, so I mean it's my passion. I really
And
love
do you
the
use Smoobu when you
hospitality.
manage your properties, Laure? I think that's $1 million question.
Yeah, I do use Smoobu and Igloo, of course. I mean, my property are not in France; they are abroad. But yeah, it's an innovative company, a collaborative company as well. We work together to make live solution, hardware solution, software solution for our users. So it's really stimulating and productive to be part of this team.
Yeah, amazing. And I think people know what Smoobu is, and most of them today are from our platform. But I think I'm not gonna go into great details, right? But I think what strikes me when you talk about Igloohome and your love for the company, and also why you're here today, and I mean it reflects well with me, obviously, but also I think from the company side, right? Like we're both tech oriented. We all want to bring solutions to existing problems, and in the VR industry, but solving them through tech, right? Like not solving them through just education, or just through more personal, or etc. Like always with the tech and the integration in mind. And I think that's really what we do at Smooth. And as a partnership manager, that's what I see all day: integrations and technical solutions to real pain point problems. So we're all dedicated to solve them. So I think let's get into it, right? Like, and that's a question for you, the chat. And like, where are you today in terms of your routine and your checking routine, right? Like, let's talk about your checking routine, and that's what we've done a little bit in the poll that we've conducted during the registration phase, where we asked you a very very simple question, and I'll share the results. But I think it's really interesting. So I'm not going to lose more time. I'm just going to show the results and comment them. Um, the question was, do you currently offer self check in to your guests, right? Uh, we got so what you see in the numbers in the pie is actually the raw numbers, right? And you have to look at the end of the answer to find the percentage, right? Like, don't get mixed up. So you can see that the majority, 42.1%, still answers yes with a manual system. So there's some manual things going on during the check-in process. Um, we got then it would be like 27% yes with a smart system connected to my calendar. So we got already like a third, let's say, of people that got it mostly figured it out. Maybe we can still improve upon this checking routine, but at least they've done something. There are 20 people that even say, so 12.5% that say, no, I welcome them in person. So I think that's very interesting. And that's a very particular case. So I would really like that we address these 12.5%, even though they're the smaller in the pie. And there are people that say, not yet, but I'm interested. So I think we got like a good 30% that is also interested in trying. Laure, as a checking slash how do you call it, smart selfless check-in expert, what do you see? Are you surprised with these numbers first?
I'm not surprised, but what I can notice is that the smart access is growing, but there's still a gap between the tools available and how they are used. I mean, what we can see now that, okay, we have about 40% using the manual system. I mean, we will get into it, but this is a security risk. I mean, please use the chat and tell us about your management with manual system. I want to know as well from those who answer smart system connected to calendar, who are using Igloo. Please use the chat and let us know if you are already, using Igloo and Smoobu. I want to know. So, yeah, please use the chat. We want this session to be interactive. I mean, we are on the screen, but we really are with you. So, yeah, please use the chat. And for example, the welcome in person, the physical check-in, it's something that is less. I mean, 12%, when we compare, 10 years ago, it was much more. I think the COVID, kind of change the guest journey, and as well the property manager operational management. And yeah, not yet, but I'm not interested. Uh, I would like to know. I mean, what is it exactly? Are they maybe paying someone to do the physical check-in? How is like manage the guest arrival?
Yeah, I think one of the thanks a lot. I think it's clear that there is like a different path for each one. So we've prepared a poll, which is right now live, which I think will help us understand a little bit your pain points. And I think by understanding your pain points, we can pretty much deduce the routine behind it, right? Like, because I think Laure, you pointed out so well that there is so many steps where I mean, there's so many routines and there's so many steps in between where it could go wrong that we need to understand a little bit more. So please head down to the right hand side. We have a poll for you. What's your biggest challenge with guest arrivals? So we have coordinating arrival time with guests, handling physical keys, managing late check-ins, which is a great upsell, by the way. Early check-ins or late checkout, if you do, that's a great upsell. Access for cleaning, maintenance team, ensuring security on the property, and other, if you wish. If you comment other, please drop a comment. I see a lot of comments. I see people from France, from Saône-et-Loire, which is in France as well. We have people saying they get Smart Keybox 3, algo pin code generated, and send manual. And he's using Best 24. So I see that people like are coming from different channels today. Mortize 2 sending algo pin codes via email. So there's like people commenting on this on this on their
Yeah,
routine. That's really great. So if you can, yeah, please go vote in the polls, in the chat. I mean, not in the chat, but in the poll section with the statistics icon, the chart icon. Basically, you can see the question again. What's your biggest challenge with guest arrivals? Coordinating arrival time with guests, handling physical keys, managing late check-ins, access for cleaning maintenance teams, ensuring property security, and others. I see people are really having different kind of struggle with with each answers, which is great. Um, and
yeah,
I think we'll let them answer a little bit a little while more. And what I wanted to share um, is a slide that we've built together with Laure, with our industry knowledge, right? And we've been looking at um, what do we hear from the host, right? Like what are the actual pain points? And I think it's really interesting that we comment on these, um, because again, I feel that it's really something that is hindering you from having a good business, in the sense that you are also, when you have these struggles and when you have these pain points, you are also giving a bad customer service or a bad customer experience, and this will often create bad reviews or not 5-star reviews. And we've had many work together with Airbnb, for instance, or with booking.com, and they always stress out the importance of the 5-star or 10-star review, 10 points review, etc. Especially Airbnb is super picky, and 4.7 score is not a good score. You should aim for like 4.8 already at Airbnb. So 5-star reviews are crucial. And if you have these pain points, that surely means that you're not getting all the 5-star reviews that you could, maybe because of your checking process, maybe because of how it is So maybe Law, you can. That being said, maybe Law, you can guide us a little bit from
Yeah,
this point. What are hosts telling us?
yeah. So yeah, we wanted to highlight what hosts are sharing before joining Igloo and Smoobu. I mean, I've seen from the chat that some are using physical keys. That is a big thing, and it can cause a real risk when you handle physical keys, and you need to coordinate with the cleaning, the staff. This is huge, and it prevents you to focus on what is really important for you. Develop your portfolio, or look into upsells, or maybe have the time to connect with your guest. I mean, there is many things you can focus on. I mean, your real job, what is really important for you, instead of managing keys.
Mm.
So the friction comes during the self check-in. So there is the there is others feedback linked to the synchronization. So the system is old, is manual, so it's not think to Smoobu, okay, or with your PMS. Sometimes the guest can stay longer, and it might mess up all the operational team, that the operational cleaning that you plan for the day.
Mhm.
I mean, when you either welcome guests physically or use manual, I mean, the good news is that if you manage keys or if you use manual program, this is a big opportunity for you today, because everything can be seamless. We can just take a step back and map the entire guest arrival experience and see where those friction are hiding. So from booking to checkout, because this
Mhm.
is really important to see
Yeah, let's get
the
into
the
that later,
difference for
if I
every
may.
stage.
No, let's get into this a little bit later. What one thing I think you mentioned very well, because we'll go over the whole, let's say, guest journey, but I really wanted to focus here, because when I hear you, I'm like, this is a nightmare in high season. Like, it's something you could basically manage in low season with maybe a very, very small portfolio, meaning like one, maybe two apartments or listings. But what you say with handling the keys, there's somebody leaving the property a little bit late, or there's somebody arriving earlier than I thought, so I need to reroute my myself or my personal or whatever. Seems like a real nightmare when you're in when you're in high season. It's something you may be able to get around in low season, but in high season it means that the system's going to crumble, right? And there's something I always heard from Smoobu users, was how, and this is so typical of like not thinking to the solution and not knowing your actual problem. They would make so many rules within Smoobu of like, yeah, I need a day gap between bookings, because I can't handle all this by myself, and so they'd end up losing a lot of money, because they'd put so many rules to not get into like this late arrival, early check-in issues, just because of that, right? And so I think this is very what you just said, with like, you're leaving money on the table. The actual operation can be greatly improved today. I think that's a really good thing. Like, if you're still handling manual keys, you can improve today by a lot, and you can like 10x your processes with a couple of $100 or euros, and uh, get ready today. Do you have these people still that are coming to Igloo? Like, that's a general question, but like, that are coming to Igloo and that are still manually handling keys. Is that still a thing in 2025?
Yeah, yeah. We still have customer who when they join, they are still managing the key. And at the beginning, it felt small, um, they just want to keep the old way and um, to keep physically the keys, but at the end it costs them time. But when I say time, it's so I spoke about like the professional time, the one that you can invest on your company and guest experience and operational optimization, but it creates security risk and as well stress and something that could be uncertain. When you manage key, you basically need to wait the guest in person to hand over the key. So yes, it's still we still have a user that are managing the keys before they join. But the good news is that when they go keyless, they realized that they did not lose the control, because sometimes
Mhm.
they think that keeping the key physically, it's like having control. But with the key, you cannot track, you cannot monitor the guest arrival, you cannot
Yeah.
open. I mean, it's like giving them more freedom to put to go keyless and put the material things away, equipped the property because they want to manage access but not keys anymore. Um, so yeah, there is a big opportunity, and
So
they will have the possibility to scale and be flexible when they just switch.
yeah, and there's something like for the control freaks out there that really likes to have control because they have the physical item in their hands, which I understand. Like you're just gonna be so happy when you log into Igloohome and you see like all the logs and you can and you can track like everything happening at the door. So yeah, don't worry. If you like to know what's happening in your house, install a smart lock. You'll definitely know that. Um, so now that we've identified a couple of feedback pain point, let's go over a little bit like what's the journey, right? Like what is the journey of a before, during, and after? So before even check-in, and that's really important. That's something that not many people talk about, but I think you've painted it so well. So I will want you to explain a little bit what you mean by before checking, what's important with the keyless system, before the check-in and after the checkout. So if you can guide us a little bit through the perfect scenario, what you've seen with your system, and what you recommend.
Yeah, so we have like three big step. So before arrival, we are referring here to the guest being selecting your listing from Airbnb or Booking.com, and on your listing, they can see that the self check-in is checked. And this is something that is really important. I mean, Airbnb confirmed that self check-in is one of the top most search amenities worldwide. So if you are managing, physical key or meeting the guest in person, you might lose visibility in the research result. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
want to stop you
this,
right there. I want to stop you right there because I think it's super important. I think it's super important because I have many guests, I mean many hosts, sorry, that are adamant that they want to give the personal keys because that creates bonds, because that creates the value, that creates the nice touch. Um, and I think what you just said is crucial. You are losing guests. You're just period. If you do still a manual handover of the keys, you are losing on bookings. Period. And I never had anyone on this channel, on any webinar we've held so far, say it. And I think I mean, put it bluntly, it's genius, but it's simply true. Don't do that for this only reason. Why is that? I think I can add something there, and you can maybe add even more, but I think it's really important
Yeah.
we nail that down because I've heard it so many times. I do the keys because I like to do that and the guests like it. Maybe, yeah, but you might have lost 30 bookings before, so why what are you doing? Um One of the reasons I can think of, because I've been a guest obviously in my life, I don't want to deal with your keys. I'm on holidays. I don't, if I can't remember just a PIN code and enter, leave, enter, share it with a friend that's coming with me, or share it with my girlfriend or whatever, and we can just come in, come out with a simple code. Perfect. I don't have to deal with your keys. People get robbed on holidays. I want to be still able to enter the property if I got robbed. You know what I mean? So nobody wants to deal with your keys. And the second point, because I think there's value to greeting guests. I understand the underlying value. You can still greet them tomorrow. There's no rush in meeting them when they just arrived from a 2, 3, 5, 10 hours flight and they're just exhausted and they just want to get into the property to take a proper shower and go to sleep. There is no value there. There's value to meeting them the day after and coordinate with them, send them a message and say, hey, I'm bringing you a nice bottle of wine, or I'm bringing you coffee tomorrow with croissant. Sure, that's a nice way of
Mhm.
greeting you, but not during the check-in. The check-in is a process by itself where it should be smooth. The guests should know what to expect. They should be able to enter the room or enter the property as freely as possible. And sorry for interrupting you again, Laure, about this, but I think it's really, really important what you just said. This is
Yeah.
an amenity people will look for, and they will not book your properties if you do manual handling of the keys.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about it, imagine when you are a guest, you see the listing. So you make the projection, okay? The guest is, not arrived yet, but they are doing the projection. They are already there. But when you have like a physical check-in, you create stress because you will need to make an appointment, tell them, etc. So it will create friction there. So be careful and think about ticking the box and having the self-checking on your property. This is really, really important. The other thing on the arrival, it's so if you are using the mechanical key box, you need to go on your property and do the programming. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, here nothing. It's like very overwhelmed from you for you. So this is what happened before when you have like old system, and yeah, you need to. I said it, but the coordination with the guest when you switch with a seamless smart access control, you just have to connect your property, okay, with your lock, and the our system, our device will generate a pin code that will trigger the start date of the guest, the end date of the guest, your check-in time, and your checkout time, and that's it. So the pin generation is automated. Okay, so we give freedom to the guest. They can arrive whenever they want. Okay, that if the check-in it's at 4, from 4 they can do the self check-in on your property. Okay, so no need extra email, WhatsApp communication, and like the stay of the guest haven't started, but you gave them like a bad experience. And before the arrival, what I wanted to mention is that you can be close to your guest without being physical here. Um, and what I want to say is that when they do the self check-in, you give them trust.
Mhm.
Um, they can access, but you do not lose control because you control the window where they can access this property and it's specific. Okay. So I think now, before the arrival, we have like a clear understanding, and you can, you know, set yourself on each of those feedback. But it was really important to nail down the every friction point that can happen here. Should we move to the next uh, yeah, so during arrival, just like a very quick, be specific on the information to know where the self check-in is, um, and yeah, knowing when the guest arrived, yeah,
I think
knowing
what's
when the
really important with the also something we were talking in a webinar with some friends the other day, um, is the importance of how you convey that information. And I think the Igloohome code, or any code basically that will get them to the property, should be sent in a special way so that you know where you can find it. And then we were suggesting the other day, like, use SMS for that, for instance, just for that, just for the pin code. At booking confirmation, send them an SMS, or one day before arriving, whatever. Because I think it's really, really important that the arrival goes smoothly. It makes for the good experience, right? Like, no, don't send them the code 3 months in advance in an email. Like, they will receive hundreds of emails until then. It will be hard for them to find it back, or they might not have it directly with them. Maybe arrival in the morning, like a nice recap if you send it by email again, but a nice recap with the most important information, like the code, where it's located in the property. That's also very important, because sometimes you can be looking for this code, or this if it's not like a keypad that's directly on the door. More on that later, but yeah, it's really important that this process goes smoothly. And the same for the checkout. And here we're the pain point with the checkout, with the, like, what if they want to stay late, or what if they're leaving late? You can also control a bit better that with Igloohome added security as well. Like, tell us a little bit about the checkout process.
yeah, so the guests receive the access, so they know exactly when the access will be available. So after the checkout, okay, when they need to check out, the pin will be inactive. Okay, so they know that they can access the property for a certain period of time, but they cannot stay longer. If they want to extend their stay, that is possible. Okay, they will need to go to the procedure, your internal procedure, like payment or confirming the date, etc. And you will generate the access for the new period. But here, things are in control, okay? And you eliminate the risk of, you know, shutting down the cleaning operation and stuff. So, and what I wanted to mention, because I meet a lot of property managers during exhibition or even conference, and those with mechanical keybox, they do not even change the pin code. So be careful here, because I had customer that's shared with me that one guest came 2 times in like 1 year, and they received the same code. So be careful, because I mean it's a real security risk. And even if you think that you are in a location that it's not, I mean it's safe, etc., you never know. It, you know,
Yeah, no,
can happen just once.
that's crazy. That, I mean, I would not. I don't know how these people sleep at night. I don't. Send us
Me too.
your sleep routine. If you do that, then you can still sleep at night. But no, they're just completely crazy. And and again, talking about this, what you mentioned with the checkout, with, like, okay, adjusting the pin code, or making sure they cannot come back. uh, I've also had people that restrict their operations just because they have a technical problem, and instead of fixing the technical problem, they restrict their operations. And with late checkout, it's easy; they just don't offer it. And it's like, well, I mean, if you can't get the cleaning crew there on time, that's something. But if it's just because you need to hand over the keys, or because you have to do stuff manually and you cannot do that, then it's not acceptable, right? On Igloohome, you can just quickly update the code, let them come back or let them stay a little bit longer. You just extend the code a little bit, but you keep that security aspect of it, but you don't have the operational restrictions. And for you to understand why I insist so much on the late checkout or early check-ins, these are like the most easy stuff, the most easy upsell to have. You can upsell them directly from your guest guide. Within Smoobu, you can collect the money via PayPal or Stripe. It's as easy as it goes. But again, it's super important that you don't let um, small problems get in the way of your operations, right? Like you should be always solving them with more automation and solutions that are available. So now that I did a little bit of the all the issues that could happen or what could be the wrongdoings during these three phases, what is smart self check-in for you, Laure?
So smart self-check-in, it's more than just smart lock. Okay. So it's about automation, it's about security, it's about access generation as well, and um, synchronization with the booking calendar. Okay. So what is really unique with Igloo is that all the smart solution, because we have like lockbox, smart lock, door locks, they do not need Wi-Fi connectivity. Okay, you can have offline locks,
Mm.
automate the access, secure the access, and sync the bookings with, the booking calendar with your lock. So it's really powerful because when, if, for example, if I don't know if we have people from Portugal or Spain here, but we had a blackout not so long ago, and our user, they were able to generate access even if they were like full blackout. Okay, so this is really,
What's the magic behind this? You lost me. Like,
you said
how did you
it.
do that?
You said it. It's the magic. It's the magic. I mean, okay, our user, they have the choice to either use online locks with a bridge or just offline, just a lock. So um, we have launched an algorithmic technology that um, allowed our user to create unique code with time limited access. And thanks to our software, because we have API, we can, with Smoobu, automatically send the right guest at the right time the pin code directly from Smoobu.
All right, all right, all
It's
right. So
it
so
it's the magic.
without any electricity on the property, I mean, because it was like a full blackout, right? Like there was
Yeah.
nothing working. So that's that's powerful. Sorry, go on, go on with the smart self check-in. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, in simple way, it's a system that allowed automation, that allowed control, security, and synchronization with, your booking calendar. So we are referring here to use Mubu, and yeah, so it's not just locks. You can we at Igloo we understand that each host uh, have unique property or unique setup. So we allow them to control the access with with the device that correspond to their configuration. So I think we can show them how the smart self-check-in looks
Mhm.
like, so they can have
Yeah,
a.
yeah. What one thing that is really important with the whole synchronization aspect is that if there's anything happening on Smoobu, booking is changed, you manually change the booking from listing A to listing B, or anything happening, that would be reflected with the code. And I think this is really powerful. And before we go on, I have a very interesting question that I saw. Is it possible to generate two codes of two different lockers, like one for the main entrance and one for the main entrance and one of the property, and generate like just one code that works for both? I think we will go over like the hardware. Maybe it's a good a good segue to the to your hardware, Laure. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I mean, every locks are have their own algopin, they have their own technology embedded in it. So yeah, you can definitely create two codes. So one with the main door, one for the second. This is totally doable. If you connect the bridge, you can as well customize the same pin for the main door and the same pin for the room or the apartment. So this is something possible. So basically, with the Algo pin, having your lock offline, you can generate pin, but you cannot choose them. Will give you an access that will be available for the period you want. Okay, and if you connect the lock with the bridge, you have like full monitoring on your lock and full real time control on your lock. So yeah, you can customize pin. You can basically remotely press to unlock, press to lock. I mean, you open, the reach. But yeah, this is good to know that, as a backend solution, even if you have the bridge, if something happened, we know how the connectivity can work. I mean, sometimes the network could be very difficult, but you know that as a backup, you will still be able to generate access. So for the main door, the second door, the apartment, that is totally doable.
Yeah, and is it like can you send the same code to like same device, or the code will be generated independently for each device?
You mean offline?
Yeah, that so that you could have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the guest has only one code to interact with, and he knows that opens both doors.
Yeah, that is something doable. Yeah, you can generate the same pin, uh, one for the main door and the same for the second door.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. That's
integration.
really good to know. Really good to know.
Yeah, because even if you connect your lock with Smoobu, so you have the automation with Smoobu, so it's 100% offline, and you still have the Igloohome app where you can manage access manually and you can
Mhm.
customize them as well.
Correct.
Okay, so we know that every host is different. So we offer flexible hardware for your property. So you can see, so from left to right, so we have
Well,
the retrofit lock and the keypad. Okay, so it's our smart lock. The installation of the retrofit is inside the property, so it's a system that will turn the key from the inside of of your property, and from the outside you have a keypad. Okay, so the two devices are linked via Bluetooth together, so which means that when the guest arrives, they type in the pin code on
on the
the
keypad.
keypad.
Mhm.
Yes, and it will unlock the retrofit from the inside.
And
This
what do you need to do? You need to change like the whole system, like the deadbolt and everything, or you can just plug that on top of your existing solution?
So what is really good with the retrofit, and I personally use this solution on my apartment, is that the installation is very easy. It's like 5 minutes. And
Hmm.
the installation needs to be plugged into an EU cylinder. So what
Hmm.
is good is that the cylinder, so needs to be a double cylinder, like the one that with keys inside and outside.
Hmm.
Um, and you install the retrofit on the top, and you still, can use the key from the outside if needed. But for guests, we will just share a PIN code. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
basically, it's
this
just turning the keys for you, basically, the system inside. So you leave a key inside
absolutely.
and it turns like, yeah, great, great, great system, great system.
Yeah, so what is really good with the retrofit lock is that you can go keyless. Okay, so no matter if on your property you allow 10, 12, 20 guests, you just share one PIN code per stay. So
Mm.
no key management. We have the lockbox, the key box free. So you store the key inside. It's a flexible way to simplify the key exchange. So it's like a reception for you. So you can install outdoor, indoor. You have the shackle. So
Mhm.
I mean, the installation is really easy. Store the key inside, and you have the pin with time limited and automated through Smoobu. And I wanted to share the Mortis lock because it's like a
Mhm.
door lock integrated. So it's like all in one. So you have like the keypad, the handle, and in terms of access, is really flexible. I mean, you can use key card, keys as well, Bluetooth. I mean, it's great to know that if you have like a hotel, you
Mhm.
can have a system with pin code, and for your cleaning, for example, staff, you can manage via card
Mhm.
or just
Yeah.
custom pin.
A little
So
bit more flexible for enterprise hotel solutions, right?
yeah, absolutely. And for villas, apartments, either if you have EU cylinder, you can go with the retrofit lock. And if you have like an apartment and you need to unlock the main door
Mhm.
and the first floor apartment, for example, you can use the key box because it's really um, easy to deploy and to use for both the guest and the host.
Yeah, and you can also fit quite some things in there. It's not just like one key. You have a bit more space that you can wiggle with. Um, that's really great. I really like this product. I've used them myself on the holidays, and I cannot stress how easy to use they are and how um, stress free it was to go to the beach or whatever, doing whatever activity, and not have to care about the keys, because the keys I would always leave them in the small key box with a globe, and that was just super nice. That was just super nice, and I know it's secure for the host because the code after I left was changed automatically. And for me, I just left them on the property. The code didn't change during my stay. It was perfect. And I think it's things needs to go smooth, especially as you mentioned earlier, like after COVID time. I think the travel industry changed a lot, the travel routines of the guests, etc. So yeah, go with some products, and I'm not the only one convinced. We we have a real host testimonial from the Adams, the self check-in hotel. So maybe in 2 words you can tell us a little bit more about this customer, and he has a small video for us later.
Yeah, sure. So we have Maximilian Schmidt. So he's like an historical mutual user of Igloo and Smoobu. So it's an hotel that is based in Germany. They manage 30 plus rooms in Germany. So they start like 10 years ago. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 8 years ago. So you can see here on the picture, they have like the first version of our Mostis 2. If you visit our website, I will share the link in the chat. We have a new Mortis, but they're still using the same device. So this one, we launched it like in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And it's still working well, and it's I wanted to just for you to know that our solution are very durable. Sorry for my sorry for my accent. And yeah, what we've noticed, before they joined, they were using mechanical system, and I mean, I won't say much because he shared like the full experience of it, and it will resonate on you.
Yeah, so we found this super interesting, and then we usually don't do that. Like I think it's a first, but yeah, we wanted to play this little video of Maximilian Schmidt talking about yeah, both Igloohome and Smoobu together. I think it's really interesting to have a host insights. So I'll let you listen to it.
Hi, my name is Maximilian Schmidt, and I've been one of the first Smoobu users. Almost 10 years ago, I started using the platform. Today, our growing hospitality business has over 30 serviced apartments and a fully automated self-check-in hotel in Baden-Baden, Germany. We've been using Smoobu and Igloohome together since 2020. We started with the Mortise locks in our hotel, and they worked so reliably that we decided to expand. For more than 2 years now, we've also been using the retrofit locks in several of our apartments. What I really like is that the Mortise lock comes with a small RFID tag, which guests can use for both the front door and their room. So they only need the PIN code once during the check-in, and then they just use the tag. That's extremely convenient and intuitively for our guests. We also tried the key boxes, and they always worked absolutely flawless as a backup. The retrofit locks are now replacing the old-fashioned key boxes we used to have in the apartments. And everywhere we also use the bridges from Igloohome, which allow us to open any door remotely via phone, just in case a guest gets stuck. Honestly, this has so drastically reduced the numbers of emergency callouts we get. What I also would like to highlight is how easy the Igloohome app is to use. I can set up backup codes, cleaning stuff codes, and individual guest access in seconds. It's fast, flexible, and very reliable, even with many locks running at the same time. I am personally a huge fan of Igloohome. The Mortise and the retrofit locks make our daily work so much easier. And thanks to the Smoobu integration, every guest gets their personal code automatically before they even arrive. In our case, via email and text message. That's not only convenient, it's also much more secure than the old boxes we used, where codes were rarely changed. So if you are serious about scaling your short-term rentals or running a hotel without a reception, Igloohome is honestly one of the best investments we've made. That said, I wish you a great webinar. Thank you for your attention, and bye-bye.
You mute,
Yeah,
Nicolas.
sorry, I had muted myself for the video. I really had to giggle the part when he mentioned the hassle of the manual codes and checking. It's really good good testimony from Adam. I think we first of all thank to him because we know him as well in Smoobu. He's been a very long time customer, but I think his experience is super valuable for anyone that wants to be serious in the business and also let's say it like this scale and be able to scale the business. We prepared some actionable insights for you guys today, and I think we will wrap it up very
Yeah.
on this.
So yeah, let's see. I mean, what's happened when you go smart? Okay, so the main thing is a stronger reputation, and you guests expect autonomy. Okay, so this is, I mean, remember that because this is really important, and increasing the security. Okay, so no more unauthorized entry. You save time by 85% on operational and team access management, and an increase by 40% of guest satisfaction. So with, what happened with late check-in, late check-out situation stuff. So this is the result. Okay, you can expect in only 1 month. Okay, this is the measure that we've made with a property manager that we're using mechanical key box, okay, and switch to Igloo. So this is the result we had in 1 month only, okay. So this is clear.
It's really interesting. I think you as you said, the operational result will not take long to arrive, and yeah, like just have this in mind if you're still on on the fence of buying such a device and go self check-in. I think it's really important. And what you need to get started from Igloohome, and how can I get there? Like, how long does it take for me to set this up and really go keyless as soon as possible?
Getting started is very easy. So the first step is to join our Igloo Connect platform. This is where you can select Smoobu under the integration site, and then you need to map your property to each lock. Okay, say property A with lock A, etc., etc. Set up the communication template. Okay, where you will add the variable Igloohome, and this is where we will share the code automatically. Okay, and from there, it just runs. You do not have nothing to do. I mean, when the bookings are updated, the code is updated as well, and yeah, you can enjoy time, and we take care of the rest.
Yeah. The automation, the process always feel a little bit weird because it seems so easy, but yeah, it just works. Then it's just that's it. Then you don't have to care about, maybe you change the battery once in a while if they need some battery, but that's it. No, I think it's great. I think there's a lot to improve for each and everyone. And even if you already have, like, I think scalable hosts are always obsessed with operations. They're always obsessed with routines. They're always obsessed with what they can make 1% better, even if it's just 1%. If it's just make it a little bit better all the time, and I think this is definitely the type of solutions that helps you make the big jump, and then you can find out where your operations could be better. I mean, first of all, thank you, Laure. Thanks a lot for all these these valuable insights. I think it's great, and you've been working so long at Igloo that you have that kind of experience that that matters and that can also help people. So thank you for coming. I have the couple of questions that I saw in the chat, and I want to answer at least one, and then I have maybe some questions for you too. So if you still have a minute, stay with us.
Yeah, sure.
But I found Jacques, who's telling me about the advantage of a proper check-in, right? And Jack tells me all of this is great, but a proper check-in in person will allow for a better evaluation by the traveler. The traveler, if he has met you, he will basically like you. If he thinks you're friendly, he will like you, then maybe probably give you a better review. And then he doesn't like the idea of giving them a bottle of wine on the next day. He doesn't like it. And fair enough, Jacques. Maybe that's not for you, but I think again, you are you're missing the point.
Yeah.
You are losing the reservation because you don't get them. So you are meeting. So if your occupancy rate is 99%, what do I know, right? Like keep it up. Good job, you've cracked it, and that's fair. I mean, I hope you do have this, right? Like don't get me wrong. But what we meant is, unfortunately, the market has shifted where people actually preferred maybe before meeting the person and have a chit chat at the door, now shifted towards people wanting a selfless check-in. And what happened is that you are just missing the bookings. These people are not coming because maybe, yeah, they see that the amenity is not ticked, the self check-in is not ticked, and they just go somewhere else. So I think it's really important always when we have a business to take a step back and look at the big picture and not just get stuck into one example. And again, also something, if you have a smart lock to give it to your crew members, if you have a smart lock just to track entry, who's there, who's not there, and not to give a physical key because they can lose it. So you can still go smart lock and still greet your people at the house, right? It's also something if you really want to be there and to cheer them up and check on them and etc. You can still do it, right? But it just means that during their stay they just go keyless and they don't have the hassle. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to meet them, right? Like you can still go and you can still have a chit chat with them and make a good impression. So it's just food for thoughts. I think it's interesting to see how you guys are managing. But I wanted to go on that comment because I think it's important not to sometimes be so focused on one thing and miss the bigger picture, which is where you are just simply losing bookings because you are not popping up in the Airbnb search when they're looking for self check-in. So that's something to consider, I think. Regarding the questions, let me look it back. There is one person is asking the retrofit lock. Is the retrofit lock available without an internet connection like the Igloo box?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use the retrofit lock with the keypad, and it will be an offline smart lock. Yeah, correct.
All right. And I had another one from Marcus. Marcus was like, I understand all the benefits. So sorry, Marcus, you had to go through all of them. I'm sorry. But do you have a solution which fit all the doors physically in terms of dimension and distance to door frame and type of locks? So I guess he has like some specific door. And he has also, he also said, without looking ugly. So if you have a non-ugly solution, but I mean, the question may be better is, do you have anywhere on your website maybe where you can see if your door is compatible? Like, is there something like that?
Yes, I mean, we have like compatibility check, but the best, you can send us a picture as well, and we can recommend the best solution that will fit your property. But if you're looking like for a solution that is compatible with every door, I mean, you should look into the retrofit lock because the installation of this system depends on the cylinder. So as the thing is that you need EU cylinder, okay, a double EU cylinder, and you can plug the retrofits into and turn your door into a smart one directly.
Yeah. So basically, the door frame size, etc., doesn't really matter. What matters is that the cylinder is compatible, right? If I understand correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm correct. You're correct, and I will try maybe to share an iBook for those who want to learn more about the retrofit, so you can have a look.
Yeah, interesting, because so it could fit any door. It's available without an internet connection. Another question, like, how do your product handle battery and charge? Like, how much time can you go without recharging your product?
So our solution are battery powered. So it's simple batteries, alkaline energizer batteries, the one that you can get anywhere. And regarding the battery life, it's so you will need to change the battery once a year. So the battery life it's between 9 to 12 months.
Okay. So if you want to go secure, every 6 months you plan a visit, change the batteries, and you're 100% sure you're going to be I would definitely recommend that. But one thing, you don't have things that are like powered or that can be recharged via USB or something like that. It's all AA batteries, right? Powered.
Yeah, they are all battery powered. Correct.
Ah, cool. No, I think it's important because you definitely don't want to to run into an issue where you don't have battery.
Yeah. But you can monitor the battery level on the Igloohome app, so you will know exactly when you will need to change the batteries. And yeah, you have like LED indicator as well. But yeah, for the in general, it's once a year, and the batteries it's between 9 to 12 months.
Yeah, no, exactly. Correct. I understand. I think it's super nice. And I think like there is also something with the being able to check on like when, because you were mentioning the Igloo map, and I just had the flash of like, yeah, being able to see like when people comes in or come out, and the advantages that this has in terms of security added. So yeah, I can't wait to use your product, to use your product again. I don't think there is many other questions. Let me check. I mean, there is like a, will we make a French session? Yeah, we can. Will you send us a replay? We do send you a replay. We will also share you a feedback. I see that there's also a link to have 30% of the smart access solution. So you have a link down there that can lead you to a very, very good deal, I have to say, which will help you get your operation in place. Yeah, I think we have all the question. I think Peter Denef just mentioned, which seems to be a technical problem. Please uh, find the service at smooth.com. People tell you just watch the webinar and you need it fixed. I will have a look into it. But otherwise, thank you very much for coming. It was a real pleasure to have you again, Laure. And yeah, wishing you everybody a great day.
Thank you again, Nicolas, and all the Smoobu marketing team for putting this together and having this live session with all of you. Remember, if you want to save time, secure your property, and make your guest experience better, enjoy and take this opportunity with the 30% discount on our solution. I will be here available to help you if you need some suggestion or if you need to chat about it. Thank you again, everyone. And it was like a long session, but the time, it's flying. But it was
Yeah,
really
time flies.
productive.
We started
Yeah.
saying time flies, and time still indeed do fly. But yeah, thanks again. The love is mutual. Thank you everybody for joining. I see a lot of people in the chat saying thank you. So thank you all for coming. Hope you find that useful. And please do check out our both solutions, and don't forget to check out our next session/webinars where we present other solution and useful tips, data, insights that will help you scale your business up and help you being more independent with Smoobu. Thanks a lot, everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.